so I wanted to do a quick example before you did your can you match my parabola activity. And so we are going to write the equation for this parabola in 3 different ways. The first way we're going to do is intercept form. So for intercept form, you use the x-intercepts. And if we have an intercept of -4, we're going to change that to a factor by using the opposite sign. So if the intercept is -4, your factor is x plus 4. And then the same thing for this one. We have an intercept of +2. My factor is going to be x minus 2. Now I'm going to try to pull up Desmos. There we go. And I'm going to type that in. And there it is. And so we can tell that that's not quite right. It does have the right intercepts. However, this one has a vertex at -1, -4. This one has a vertex at -1, -9. And so we want ours to be half as tall as this one. And so to change that, what we would want to do is we want to vertically shrink it a little bit by multiplying by 1/2. So let's see if that fixes it. And there we go. So there we have our vertex in the right place, our y-intercept is now also in the right place, and our x-intercepts are in the right place. So that is intercept form. So you might have to play with that number in the front a little bit to get it to work. Okay, vertex form is super easy, especially now that we've already talked about our vertex. But vertex form, that 1/2 is going to stay 1/2 throughout our problem. On vertex form, the x part of the vertex gets subtracted from the x. So since it was a -1, we would do plus, and then the y part is at the end. You can also think of it like transformation. So this is what the original parabola would look like. And the vertex is at 0, 0, and it gets shifted 1 to the left, which would be a +1, and 4.5 down, which would be a -4.5. Okay, let's type that in just to double check that it is the same as the next one. Desmos. All right, yeah, so it's the same one we just did. All right, and then another form is standard form. On standard form, everything is all multiplied out. There's no parentheses or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my intercept form and I'm just going to multiply it out. So I'll start by distributing the x. And then I'll distribute the 4. Okay, and then eventually I'm going to simplify it all down. So I'll start with combining my like terms inside the parentheses, and then finally I'll distribute that 1/2 through the whole problem. Okay, that is standard form. This one right here is another form that you might be able to use while you're doing your Desmos activity, but let's just type that baby in, make sure. Boom, there it is. They all line up on the same. So there are 3 different forms to represent the same parabola.